And if I'm sitting on my porch in a rocking chair, looking off the lake, that's where I picture my retirement to be, my house in the later years. I really truly don't want to have regrets that I had the ability to do something and I didn't do it. So it's that fuels a lot of my helping myself get over the fears. And then it's just, and I wrote about this in the book when I was attacking these obstacles in there, that a lot of them I was fearful about just getting bruised and banged up. And I sit there and I think about like, okay, yeah, well, you get bruised and banged up. Yes, you're going to get bruised and banged up. There's no, I mean, like, when you first do anything out there, are you going to do it perfect the first time? No. But it's just reminding myself to keep trying and to just push through no matter what, and really looking at, all right, how bad is it really going to be?
Fear stops us from achieving our true greatness. Are you a professional woman who is feeling stuck, unmotivated, or burned out? Are you worried about your wellness? Are you letting fear stop you from crushing your goals? If you answered yes to any or all of these, then this is the podcast for you. Dr. Charmaine Gregory, night shift emergency physician, burnout thriver, and wellness champion, along with everyday heroes just like you, will explore how to face fear in our lives and emerge victoriously.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified when the next video comes out. It only takes 2 seconds to make 2 clicks. So let's do it. Let's get back to the video. Hello, 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 Fearless Freedom Tribe. Let me get the microphone closer to me so you can actually hear. Hello, 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 Fearless Freedom Tribe. This is Dr. G, and we are back for another exciting episode of the Fearless Freedom with Dr. G podcast. Today, we have Kelly Majdan with us, and she's going to tell us all about who she is and all of the incredible things that she is up to. Take it away, Kelly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. J. I'm so happy to be here and be on your podcast this evening. So yes, I am, where can I say this? I always joke around that I'm a recovering financial advisor that has taken a change over to be now a wellness advisor, taking a lot of what I've learned over the years, 25 plus years in the financial services industry, working with corporate 401k plans and coaching employees on financial education and all that good stuff that goes around that, to now turning around and helping folks with their wellness from the same standpoint of coaching and advising and helping people put together a plan for their wellness instead of just this ad hoc approach and product by product, service by service. Let's take a little bit more holistic look at that. So also a wife, a mom, business owner, all that stuff that goes along with it as well too.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's great. And so, you have to tell us, there's always a backstory. So you have to tell us, how did you even get into the financial realm? And then how did you transition, or what made you transition from there to where you are now?
So honestly, it's kind of interesting. I really fell into it. I didn't really sit there and say, okay, I'm going to be a 401k advisor. That really wasn't something that crossed my mind when I was going to college. I actually went to school to be thinking I was going to be an interior decorator, and I ended up ending college with an accounting degree. Tell me how that one works. I don't know. So no, I think really honestly, so I spent I will say my adult career in finance, all facets of the financial services industry. But I've always worked as health as my hobby. I actually taught step aerobics back in the day when I was in college. So that's
Nice.
kind of a little interesting little tidbit there, and worked in a gym. So I guess I've kind of come full circle to where I started. In 2014, my husband we had to have brain surgery to remove a pineal gland cystic mass sitting in the middle of his brain.
Okay.
We were in our early 40s at that time with young kids. And, you sit there and you realize at that point, you're like, I'm just going through the motions. We were both in high corporate careers, doing everything we can to climb the ladder and balance young families and run all over the place. And then a year later, I lost my best friend. And
Oh,
it was just, it was a culmination of a couple of years. And in the meantime, with all of that going on, I had some friends say, "Hey, Kelly, why don't you come join us for this Warrior Dash thing?" And I'm like, "What's this Warrior Dash?" I'm like, "Sure,
mm,
sounds like fun." And then I'm like,
Warrior
"What did I just
Dash.
sign up for?"
Yes, and you had regrets. You're like, wait, what's happening?
It's a,
What is
well, you
this?
know what? There was no regrets. Honestly, it was one of the
Oh,
most
good,
fun things I've ever
good.
done. And ever since then, now we do at least 3 or 4 obstacle courses a year.
Okay.
And I even wrote a book about it, Lessons from the Obstacle Course, kind of that mindset that you have on the course to get over those obstacles and how you apply that to life.
Hmm.
So in all of this transition, you're still kind of going through who am I and what am I doing, especially as you are in your mid to late 40s.
Oh, yeah.
And I finally decided as I was approaching 49, going, I don't, I just can't keep going the way I'm going. So I decided to make a pivot, and I discovered the National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coaching, and I went back to school. So went back to school, and I guess now it's 3 years later, I am now an ADAPT certified functional health coach and a national board certified functional health coach, health and wellness coach. And I sold my advisory practice and now, or my financial advisory practice. And now I am, like I said, helping folks do that strategic wellness planning, because the biggest thing, Dr. G, the biggest thing that I saw when I was working with corporate 401k plans and working with participants and helping people, helping them figure out, okay, am I going to have enough money in my retirement years, was two things impact our retirement years. It's either how much money you save and what does your health look like.
Yes. It's huge.
And honestly, if you've got both, bonus.
Yeah.
If you've got wealth, but you don't have your health, then it puts a significant strain on your wealth. If you have your health and maybe not wealth, you're actually going to be okay. It's not going to be great, but you will be able to manage through it because you'll still be able to do things. So
Yeah.
I just had it on my heart. I'm like, I got to figure out how to help people really combine those. And that's where I came with, okay, well, we got to plan, because nobody plans for wellness. Nobody creates a strategic wellness plan like we
Right.
do a financial plan. Like it's
Yeah.
just, I'm just
And
going
so,
to try
and
this.
some don't even do that.
Yeah. And they don't, you're right. A lot of people don't
So,
even do that. So that's really what brought me to this point, going, we just got to do things a little bit differently. And I'm going to try to do my little chip away at the world as best I can and help one person at a time to just have a better life. That's now the goal.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, I'm curious though, like, was there any fear involved in the transition from corporate and that, check that comes on a monthly or monthly
Yeah.
basis to, like, some maybe uncertainty of when the funds are going to be coming into the
Oh
bank
God,
account?
there's fear every single day. Like, I mean, that there, no, there's not a day that I'm not a little scared and a little worried and sitting there going, what in the world did I just do? Like, are you freaking kidding, Kelly? What are you thinking? Like, I'm over 50 and I'm trying to figure out reels. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What,
Well, that can be stressful.
yeah,
That can be stressful.
basically. I was like, hence you haven't seen any from me yet, because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Listen, all you got to do is just do something. This is literally all you have to do. Just like do something on your computer or whatever, film that for like 6 seconds, and then find the trending audio and just add it, and then put little things about your expertise, and that's it. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to do any more than that.
And I know it sounds so easy, but there's, you know what? And I know and I think that's the biggest thing, is there's always this fear around going out and doing something that you're just not used to
Fair.
and
That's
you're
true.
not comfortable with. And that's a big, so yes, you asked me if there was fear. Yes, there's fear. And I'm very fortunate. I have a fantastic family support system and a hubby that we've been together over 33 years, that
Oh, that's awesome.
has, his, like, he's my rock. And my kids we've got a very close relationship, and they're like, you got this, mom. So,
Wait, how old are you? You have teenagers?
I do. I've got a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Oh, the 18-year-old can help with the reels.
Yeah, I know. She said she can both, and my son can too. He's awesome with it as well. He's my 20-year-old. So, so there's lots that I got to plug them in and work them with. So I'm still trying to figure out my whole social media stuff.
Yes. That can be quite a beer. That's true.
Yes. But yes,
but that's good that you have good support. That's good that you have lots of support. There's always like, whenever we have big moves like that in life, it's always a little bit of trepidation. But when you have support, that's even better, right? And then how did you, besides your support system, how did you kind of work through it? How did you get yourself to do it anyway, even though you were afraid?
So, there is, so we love our movies, and we're big like sci-fi stuff. And in fact, I have it up here on my board in front of me. There's this fantastic quote from the Transformers 2007 movie. And I don't know if you're familiar with Transformers or not. And if your listeners are, but it's right after Bumblebee has this knockdown fight, and Shia LaBeouf's character is still, is like just being introduced, and he opens up the door, and they're going, "You really want to get in the car?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, 15 years from now, when you're looking back on your life, don't you want to be able to say you had the guts to get into the car? Mm-hmm. And so it's that regret. It's the sitting on your porch. I always sit there and I think about it. I call it the rocking chair moment. And if I'm sitting on my porch in a rocking chair, looking off the lake, that's where I picture my retirement to be, my house in the later years. I really, truly don't want to have regrets that I had the ability to do something and I didn't do it. So it's that fuels a lot of my helping myself get over the fears. And then it's just, and I wrote about this in the book when I was attacking these obstacles in there, that a lot of them I was fearful about just getting bruised and banged up. And I sit there and I think about like, okay, yeah, well, you get bruised and banged up. Yes, you're going to get bruised and banged up. There's no, I mean, like, when you first do anything out there, are you going to do it perfect the first time? No, but it's just reminding myself to keep trying and to just push through no matter what, and really looking at, all right, how bad is it really going to be? Like, my husband's a Marine, so it's always like, and it's kind of like, no one lost their life today. So
right.
Keep moving forward. You can do this. This is not going to kill you. So I just try to put it in a better perspective, and just fight through it. I don't think you ever do it. You never do anything in the absence of fear. You do things despite your fear.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always like hearing how people approach that, because, you never know. Like, someone listening might find a nugget in that and say, "Oh, okay, I never thought about, I never looked at that scene in Transformers like that, Yeah. And, and I love that. I love how you frame it with the rocking chair moment. I always tell my children that they should live a life with no regret. Like, I tell them that all the time. And I tell them that because my work is such that, like, you come face to face with mortality on a daily basis. So I'm constantly telling them, like, man, you just don't know how many days you have. Like, let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, especially with your work, you're really going to find that. And so that really is just a reminder every day. Like, I think it's perspective, trying to really keep that perspective. Like, this is not going to kill you. So just move forward.
Yes. And it's a great way to look at it. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Hey, it's Dr. G, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank you for listening to this episode. I'm so honored to have you here with me. Did you know that I can help you to get your own podcast started? With my podcasting launch course for professionals, I walk you through everything you need to know about starting a podcast. I'm with you every step of the way, from sign up to launching your show, with 5 episodes ready to go. There's a done for you version that's also available. If you would just rather just do recordings and leave the behind the scenes work up to us, then that one is definitely for you. But either way, we've got your back here at Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Oh, if you already have a show and you need production services, we have monthly plans available for you. So check out the links in the episode show notes for more information. Let's get back to the show. And then now you have to tell us, you alluded to the book. You have to tell us about the book. And then you also need to tell us, how can people reach out to you?
Absolutely. So the book is Lessons from the Obstacle Course, 5 Strategies to Conquer the Muddy Fields of Life. And I take people through 5 stages: recovery, discovery, persistency, creativity, and collaboration. And at the end of each chapter, after giving them kind of an example of what the obstacle was that we went through, how you apply it to your life, then some questions that people can go through to hopefully maybe take on a challenge that they have that's in their life right now, and maybe kind of self-coach themselves through it. So, but the whole thought process was the fact that, you get out on these obstacle courses and you have this mindset that I'm going to just get out there. I'm going to have fun. It's going to suck because, believe me, there's a parts of these that they get long and you're like, oh, good Lord, what did I sign up for? But, but you still attack each obstacle with this thought that I am going to try this. And if I don't, then that's fine. I'll take my penalty lap and I will go hit the next one. We don't face obstacles in life that way. Like, we come at it instead with this almost victim mentality. And I really want to help people change that mindset around going, life is not meant to be easy. The obstacles are supposed to be here, because if it was easy, boy, it would be a really boring life. And I know sometimes we can do boring. Boring would be good sometimes. I think we could all say that. But for the most part, though, instead of seeing these as like, dang it, say, okay, this might suck, but this is a challenge I'm going to get through, because there's always a lesson. There's always something you can learn, no matter what you go through, no matter how bad it is, or maybe just what a bump it is, or whether it's a mountain. There's always something to be able to take away from it. And if you can just kind of adjust your attitude and your frame of mind and attack the obstacle like you would on a course, then life becomes a little bit more fun again, and it becomes more enjoyable again. And you find what you can control, and then you let go of the rest. So that was really the whole point of being able to write the book and try to help people just change your mindset and frame things a little bit differently. So that's the book. And then how they can get a hold of me is at just my name at my website, kellymajdan.com. And it's Kelly with a Y. And then Majdan, Majdan, like think of Major Dan. If you go back to Forrest Gump days, Major Dan.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes,
and everything they can find on there from social media and all that kind of stuff.
Great. That's fantastic. And then here's the other thing. So what kind of is there any fear involved in some new projects that you have going on? So you mentioned, that you do coaching. Now I'm not gonna make an assumption, so I'm gonna have you talk about it. But like, is this group coaching or is this individual coaching? How are you doing that?
So actually, yes, fear. I'm working through my offer page right now for my group coaching course, Your Personal Wellness Plan. And again, it's all do I know what I'm doing? Are people really going to come? All those doubts that you ask yourself. Oh yes, I got all of those going on right now, but I'm pushing through anyway because I have to. So that's my new project right now. And I'm going to launch, hopefully if everything goes well, the 8-week course will launch at the beginning of December. So,
Okay.
and it's a goal to work people through figuring out where they are on the foundation parts, our nutrition, our movement, and our stress, because those are kind of the foundation health moments. And then ends with a goal, like helping people figure out what is it, that goal that they want to do. So it's a group course, and it's really the whole culmination of the last 3 years of going through all of the training I've gone through and figuring out what's my purpose here to help people. And I finally figured that out. So now we're just going to push forward and make it happen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is a very interesting point. Trying to create the offer page. I remember when I used to do the podcasting launch course, I had to come up with that. And it's so hard because you're you know that you're worth a certain amount, but then you're like, if I charge that, will anybody pay? Yes, they will. Yes, they will pay. So charge that.
It
Charge
is. It's kind
what
of
you
like if
are
you,
worth.
it's like if you build it, will they come?
They will. I mean, it's a fact, and that movie is like such an analogy to that and a testament to that. Like, he built this field in the middle of like a cornfield, and I forgot what state he was in, but and then all of a sudden, all these players came. It was magical. But I mean, it's an analogy to life, right? I mean, it's like there is always going to be an audience for your expertise. There's always going to be someone who basically connects with you on that level and will benefit from your expertise. There's always going to be that. And so, you can either put yourself out there and make that attraction happen, or you can be sitting on a rocket chair having a rocket chair moment and saying, man, I wish I had done that. Right.
Yep.
So nobody wants to be, man, I wish I were, I wish I did. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I feel your angst. I remember going through that when I did that as well. But yeah, I had to have somebody tell me that same thing. Like, okay, but just realize that, you are who they're paying for. And so you have the expertise, you have the magic. And so, yes, you should charge that, right? Don't lowball yourself, charge that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I so appreciate that. And it is, I think it's that self-doubt that we all go through. And I don't know whether we as women just put it harder on ourselves than anyone else. Because I've been in the financial services industry for years, and men just go right for it. I'm like,
oh yeah,
serious.
they go high. They don't care. Cause I seen my son do this. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just do this. I don't even really know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do it. That's their attitude.
Yeah. And I'm trying to harness some of that attitude.
So this may sound a little crass, but my husband always says, because he's always pushing me to negotiate like more, right? He's like, you need to be, and this again, I apologize. You need to be balls out, he always says, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Like, you need to just be like, you need to ask for what you want. The most that will happen is you'll get a no, but then you have the non-negotiables that you bring to the table, and then you have the bottom of your top, right? So you have like what you're going for, but you like overestimate that a little bit, so that if you fall a little shorter, you're still in a good range. But you have your absolute limit where you're not going to go below, and so that allows for you to negotiate very confidently. And yeah, it is kind of funny.
Yes, I love it. I know exactly.
He's like, you have to be balls out. You just stop like shirking back. He's like, come on, let's go, let's make it happen. He's so funny.
Oh, I love it. And that's true though. It's very, very true. Yeah. So that's the big thing that we're working on right now. And it's taking what I've done on the individual side and just doing it more in a group. Because I figure, okay, well, I could probably help and more people that way. So
absolutely. Awesome. And that's going to be virtual or no?
Yes. Yeah. It'll be virtual. I think it's easier in that respect because people can be in the comfort of their home or wherever. And I can, it's not location confined.
Beautiful. And you get to make a larger impact that way too.
Yes.
Because, they don't have to be in your locale. They could be elsewhere.
Yeah.
Awesome. Exactly. Awesome. All right. Very nice. And so you have to tell us now. So the next big thing is the group program, and you're going to get that rolling right around the December timeframe. So within a month, right? So that's pretty cool. It's pretty soon.
It is.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, because, we've got these New Year's resolutions coming up and everybody wants to make sure they hit them. And that the biggest thing is most people I think they said I think it's February 7th or right around that first week of February is that by then 80% of people have not done that. Like they've decided they've already given up. So it'll be timed accordingly that will hopefully avoid that for some folks.
Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Oh my God.
It's really kind of interesting. Yeah, it is.
Oh boy. No, that's great. That means they'd be making like even bigger impact then, because you'd be helping people to actually like carry out, their intention for the year, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. All
That
right,
is the goal.
awesome. Yeah, no, I know you're gonna hit it. So Kelly, are you ready for our tradition on the show, which is our fill in the blank?
Sure. Let's go for it.
Awesome. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so the first one is if I am fearless, I will.
If I am fearless, I will rock a TED Talk next year.
Nice. Those are great. Yeah, those are great ones to have because that's like talk about like unlimited content. That's like a gold mine for like your socials. Not to mention it's a nice besides a book, it's a nice what do you call this now? Business card.
Yeah,
Nice
it,
business
it,
card,
it
yeah.
does. I don't know why, but I would like to do that. We've already done our Spartan trifecta weekend. So I would also say if I'm a fearless, I will do a Spartan Ultra. So
Okay,
that's
and what is that? What does that entail? How many miles?
holy cow. It's a 50K. I think it's 20,
50K.
26, 20. I think it's 30 miles and 30 obstacles.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
50K is a lot.
We just did 2 weekends ago. We did the Spartan trifecta weekend. So I didn't die. I'm here. I didn't
And you look
actually,
good.
honestly,
You look good.
I didn't get bruised up too bad. So that was good. And, it wasn't as bad. It actually, the first day was a little hard because it was hot, but second day I thought I'd be wrecked, but actually I got over more obstacles the second day than I did the first day. So
very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Fun fact. A friend of mine from here, because I live in Guam, a friend of mine from here, she is just turned 40 and she is doing her first Spartan race coming up here soon. So
awesome.
She's excited about that. When she explained it to me, I was like, so when you said that, I was like, wow, I know what those races are. Those races are no joke.
Tell her to go for it. I didn't do my first obstacle course race until I think I turned 44.
Wow.
And I'm 53 and now I've done now I haven't done as many as a lot of people, but because of kids and travel and stuff like that, like I said, we average about 3 to 5 a year. So a little over 20 now we've done.
Wow. That's quite a lot. I don't know. 3 to 5 doesn't sound like a small number when you're talking about like that kind of race. It's not like I do like a 5K a month. I mean, okay, I can see that. But like, oh yeah, let's do a Spartan. I do like 3 to 5 Spartan races a year. Really? That's kind of a lot. It's kind of a big deal.
You know what though? It's I don't know. I think as I'm getting older, I love the challenge. And plus, because as we get older, and this is the doctor, we as women need to continue to work on our strength training. We can't be afraid of the weights. We have to keep working our muscles and we have to keep building our muscles because otherwise that leads to all sorts of other detrimental things in our health.
Oh yeah.
So I also I want to walk the talk. I don't want to sit there and say, hey, go lift. And I'm not doing it. So if I'm going to be working with folks to do that. So I got to,
So you just grab your wheel. You just grab your wheel and you're like, throw it in front of you.
Yeah.
And you got your barrel on your shoulder and you're like climbing the ropes.
Yeah. Now I haven't been able to climb the rope, but that's still a goal. I still want to climb the rope. I have not quite figured that one out yet, but I'm going to work on that one. But no, we got to, we really got to encourage women to continue working on their strength and not be afraid. But I was afraid of weights. I was a cardio girl. And once I realized that I really need to work on my strength, I timidly went to the gym. I didn't quite like some of the programs I did. So I ended up doing something at home. And now I am just that's my happy place now is going out and working out in my gym. So I think it's really again, you face your fears. I was fearful of lifting more weight and I would look stupid, that I couldn't lift enough, all that kind of stuff. And you just work through it.
Your mind tells you these lies.
Yes, exactly. So face that fear, ladies, and go pump some iron.
That's right. That's right. The beautiful thing about strength training is that you are burning even after the workout, which is amazing. The more muscle you have, right, is the more you're able to do that. So that is a really good, besides all of the other mobility benefits, that's definitely a nice little thing.
Absolutely. 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 And you're never too old to start.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
right. Always a benefit. All
Yes,
right,
there is.
cool. That
Okay.
was fantastic.
Sorry. That
All
was
right.
more
No,
than
no,
the
no,
time
no.
wanted.
This is
There you
great.
go.
This is great. This is great. No, that's fantastic. All right. So I just have to remember what question I asked you. Okay, yes. All right. So to me, fearless freedom means
It means being able to live the life you want to live.
love it.
So just, I mean, we always have constraints, but you can always find that part that you want to live. So just really working that, just that's what it means.
Awesome. 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 And then the last one is my battle cry is
I was thinking about this one. What is my just well, I can't say just do it. That somebody else has that one.
well, I mean, you can like claim it still and just be like, hey, credit to Nike or I guess Nike has a trademark on it. I don't know exactly, but they've
Yeah.
used it for quite a long time.
You know what? I actually it's in a way, it's honestly, it's no regrets. Like just do it. No regrets. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna push it. And it's really comes back into being a better me than I was yesterday.
Nice. Nice. No, that's great. That's great. And that is gonna get you to be amazing like in no time.
Each day they're baby steps. Some days
That's what I'm
they're
saying.
smaller
It's like that
steps.
whole
Yeah.
compound effect, right? It's like
Yeah,
progress forward, it's great.
exactly.
Fantastic. So you have to tell everybody again the name of the book and also your contact on social.
Okay, thank you. The name of the book is Lessons from the Obstacle Course: 5 Strategies to Conquer the Muddy Fields of Life. And then my social is kellymajdan.com. And then you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Power Through Wellness. Power Through Wellness. And always remember, your power comes from within.
Awesome. 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 Well, thank you so much for taking time out and hanging out with the Fearless Freedom Tribe today. We appreciate you and the pearls that you dropped. And we're looking forward to watching your star rise.
Oh, thank you, Dr. G, for having me. I had fun. This was a good time.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Again, I'm Dr. G. And if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notified of when the next episode is going to be. And also, I'll catch you next time. Have a great one. Be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.